Hello, and once again, welcome to the RauCast, your podcast source for everything Rau Center and Rau centric. I'm your host, James Knight, and I'm joined today by some of the cast of the Rau Center School for the Arts upcoming production of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. The next production from the RCSA is hitting our stage on April 18th, runs April 18th through the 20th. And I've got a lot of the talented kids and one adult with me today. Riley, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then the rest of the cast that I've got here, you can follow suit. So just give me your name, your age, and how long you've been doing this for.
My name is Riley Peterson. I'm 14 years old, and I've been acting for about almost 2 years now.
Hi, I'm Logan Allison. I'm playing Greg Heffley in this show. I'm 14 and I've been acting for about a year and a half.
Hello, my name is Azaria Mema. I am 11 and a half, and I have been acting since last November.
All right, I am Demi Anderson. I am 23 years old, and I've been acting for about 12 years.
Oh, so you have about as much experience as the rest of the gang here put together, huh? Excellent, excellent. So, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This is a multi-million-dollar best-selling series. It has been made into a movie. It has been translated into a number of different languages. Enormously popular ever since it came out. But for those of us out here who don't know, what is Diary of a Wimpy Kid about? Logan or Riley, you want to let us know what your thoughts are?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's about this kid named Greg who is entering middle school for the first time, and he has to go through like a bunch of hardships that come from like his family outside of school, bullies, and even his best friend.
And is it now? I am familiar with some other sort of children's books like Captain Underpants and other sort of graphic novels that are based in like middle school and things like that. Is it sort of on par with things like that? Is it a little bit more serious? Is it a little silly? What's the sort of overall tone of the story here?
It's definitely silly. It's I mean, there's a lot of pictures to show you what's going on, and the design, like, it conveys what it needs to make it not serious, but still look good for pretty much anyone, like, of all ages who's reading it.
So, Diary of a Wimpy Kid has been, like I said, translated into many different languages. There's been movies and now a stage production. Riley, did you have any experience with Diary of a Wimpy Kid before you were in this play?
A little bit, yes. I mean, I've watched all the movies, read all the books. I remember when I was younger, I actually thought that I was Roderick, who I play in this musical, and because I know I will never have any younger siblings, so this musical like is just amazing. And Diary of Wimpy Kid is so fun and silly, and making this musical and building how it goes with all the choreography and everything, that's really what brings this musical to life.
Nice, nice. So even when you read it before, you identified with the character that you're playing in the show now. That's right?
Yes.
Excellent. So, Azaria, can you tell us a little bit about the role you're playing? And like Riley, did you have any prior connection with it before you started the play, or is it something that you're discovering in rehearsals?
Well, what I love about like my character is that she always wants to like reach her goals, and she has like such a huge personality. And I think that since I've read only like one of the books, like I have like not such much of an experience of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so I'm kind of like discovering it now.
Well, and you said that you've only really been acting since November, I think you said. So, how are you feeling in the rehearsal room? Is it still something that's a little bit scary? Are you feeling more natural in there, or is it something you look forward to every day, or maybe a combination of all three of those things?
It's a combination of all three. I've gone to the fundamentals of performance in the Raue, and I've also done the disturbing disappearance from Saint Nick. So it's like giving me more confidence and background knowledge, so I could give this show a better hit.
Would you say, Azaria, you feel a little bit more comfortable now in Diary of a Wimpy Kid than you did in Disappearance of Saint Nicholas back in December?
Yes.
Nice, hitting your stride, as it were. Then, excellent. That's great. So, despite the fact that it's a huge bestseller and there's been movies and everything, we still want to keep this somewhat spoiler free. But Demi, I want to ask you, without giving anything away, do you have a favorite part of the show so far that you've tackled in rehearsals, or perhaps a favorite part of the process of working with the kids? What's been your experience so far?
So my favorite part of the show, obviously I'm not gonna give a lot away, but there's a song called All About the Mom Books, and it's basically where Greg, Raue, and Chirag are dreaming and talking about being like rich and famous and being these big rappers, and it's really silly and fun, and it's just a great number. You definitely have to come out and see it. And this process has been so great, especially working with kids. It's been a very long time since I've done a show with kids, so it's really reminded me of like why I started doing theater in the first place, and it's really nostalgic for me, and I've been had a really great time doing this so far.
That's terrific. So, Logan, I'll pop this over to you. I mean, as Demi just said, there's singing and dancing and acting and kind of a bit of everything in this show. You are playing Greg, who is Greg the wimpy kid in the title of the show? Are you the protagonist of this piece?
Yep.
Excellent. Now, are you a singer and a dance? Obviously, you're an actor in the show. Have you done much singing and dancing before this show?
I mean, this I've done like plays before, but musicals I don't have like a ton of experience with. But I feel like because I recently did another show at my high school, and we just finished that. So being here now, like getting to go through that process again, it feels more natural to me now than it did before.
So you're getting more and more comfortable as you go through. Um, how many of the have you done in the process so far? Have you guys worked on all of the songs in the show? Are there still some that you haven't tackled yet? Are there parts of the show that you haven't rehearsed yet, Logan? Or have you kind of done an outline of the whole thing so far?
I mean, like each category, like with singing and dancing, has like gone through different songs. Like singing wise, we've gotten most of them. Like there are a few left that we still have yet to tackle. But like choreography, we're trying to work our way through as we learn the song, so it's a little further behind, but
Oh,
it's going pretty well.
now, Riley, do you have a lot of experience with singing and dancing as well, or is it new to you?
Um, yes, I do have experience. I've taken many dance classes, taken acting classes, taken singing dance classes, but yeah.
And then Azaria, I mean, you said you just kind of started in November. I know there were some songs in disturbing disappearance of Saint Nicholas. But have you done much singing and dancing outside of those shows?
Yes, I sing for my school choir, and I don't do much dancing, but the first time that I actually did a lot was in the fundamentals.
Okay, excellent.
So,
Excellent. So you're just getting into it, but you've been singing with your school choir for a while now?
yeah.
Terrific. So Logan, I'll open this up to Logan first, and then we'll bump it over to you, Riley. What do you enjoy most about being in this production?
I think I enjoy getting into my character because I've been reading the books for years, and it's always been a character I felt like I could relate to a little bit, but now actually getting to be this character and learning about truly what they would feel like going through all of these things, and then getting to realize he's not just like a wimpy kid, he's a lot more persistent than he literally puts on paper. So it's very fun to get into that.
Riley, I'll pop that same question over to you. What have you enjoyed most about being in this production? Now, you mentioned beforehand that you felt already sort of a connection to the character of Roderick. Do you want to just explain a little bit more who that character is for us?
So Roderick is like the mean big brother to Greg. Um, Roderick is always trying to bully Greg and trying to make him feel like middle school is this really, really bad place. And at some point in the show, Roderick gets like really mad at Greg, and he like snaps at him. Not to give any spoilers. But Roderick is like this gothy rock drummer, and he's just like really quiet, and except when he's with Greg trying to bully him, as I said. But
That's great. That's great. Now, Demi, as one of the adult professional actors in the cast, um, can you talk a little bit about how this experience is different for you than some of the other shows you've been in? I understand there's been maybe a little bit of mentoring with some of the younger students, and just wondering, as somebody who's, like I said, you have as much experience as the rest of these kids put together. Is there any sort of advice that you might be able to give, or are there any sort of times in the rehearsal process where you found yourself sort of in more of a mentor's seat during this process?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that this show is definitely different from a lot of the shows I've done recently, specifically in the way that our rehearsal process and the pacing goes. So a lot of the shows I've done recently have been um, there's just a little bit of different expectations when you have a cast of mostly adult actors. A lot of it really depends on the show, but some of the shows I've done recently, they have wanted us to learn a lot of the music within like just a couple of days. So it's a lot faster process of like, you have a week to learn the entire score music or something like that. So it's definitely a little bit different in that sense, but obviously I have a lot more experience and I've worked up to being able to do that. So with this show, it's definitely different because we have mostly kids and they're at all levels of experience. So it's really trying to like see where we need to go. Do we need to spend more time in this area or that area? And just a little bit more patience in that area as well. And then I think, it's been pretty important for me to be a good example and kind of show the kids what is expected in a rehearsal room. So there's a lot of expectations that actors kind of learn throughout the years. Listening and paying attention to the director and taking notes is really important. Doing the work outside of rehearsal is insanely important. And I think just being an example of that is really, I think, showing to the kids. And then as far as advice I would give, I really would say that it's not about your talent. That's not going to get you super far. I mean, it's going to get you places for sure, but I would say the most important part, I think there's two things. Is one, your work ethic. So, kind of like I was saying before, you're listening, you're taking notes, you're doing the work outside of rehearsal, and you're showing the directors that you want to do this and you have a passion for it. And then I think most importantly, honestly, is being a kind person to everybody that you work with. That will get you so far in this career. People remember kind and good people that they worked with, and they'll tell other people about it. And you kind of learn that this industry is very connected. And it's just, you want to work with people who are good people. So I think just being a good person is really going to get you far.
It sounds like these kids are in good hands. Out of curiosity, how many other adult actors are in the cast?
There is 4 of us.
And how
believe.
many young adult and kid actors do we have in the cast? You know?
We have a couple other like young adult, kind of in between like the adult and the kid. So there's about I would say probably like 5 young adults, and the rest are kind of like the younger kids. I'm not sure the exact number that we have, but I would say like 15 kids. I could be wrong on that number wise, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I'm sure that's a much
yeah,
different energy on stage and off stage, working with that many young actors versus being in
yes,
a company of all adults. Certainly.
for sure.
Well, we're almost done here, guys. I really thank you all for taking the time out of your day to talk with us. I do want to go around one time to all the kids. I'll start with you, Logan, and then Azaria, and then we'll finish up with Riley. So, why do you think people should come and see Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Logan?
It's a show, like, in my opinion, it's like so fun to watch, like something that like a lot of people have just seen on paper come to life in such like an extravagant way. And also we will have been working super hard. This process will take 7 weeks total, and we're about halfway in right now. But as soon as that's done, it's gonna look amazing, and I really want people to come see it just because like everybody put so much effort in, and it'd be so worth it to see that many people come.
What do you think, Azaria? Why should people come and see the show?
Well, I think people should come to see this show because they get to like watch such wonderful young and professional actors on a stage. It would take lots of courage to perform in a crowd and being that brave.
And Riley, why do you think people should come and see Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
I think people should come and see Diary of a Wimpy Kid because it's a show full of excitement and entertainment. It's really fun and really silly, and I know we're gonna get a lot of laughs for multiple scenes, but I know if you come and see the show, you will not regret it.
Well, I think that's it for us today. Thank you all again for taking the time out of your busy schedules to sit down here on the RauCast, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, put on by the talented students and talented adults of the Rouse Center School for the Arts. Runs April 18th through the 20th at the Rouse Center for the Arts. You can, of course, find more details on our website and buy tickets there as well. So, once again, thank you guys, and we'll see you all next time for the RauCast.